Hello everyone. Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. And look at your palm. Imagine it's sore, swollen, and bleeding. You just got an inflammation. You can put your hand there. What could you do? Could you run to the doctor and follow the instructions to get rid of inflammation? Good to you? Yes. But now if it's not your palm, but it's your gums, the same symptoms, tender to touch, swollen, and bleeding. Could you do the same? Could you go to the dentist and follow the instructions to get rid of the inflammation? They have probably told you to floss, but did you? If you have not flossed before, you're not alone. Only about 40% of adults floss daily, and 20% have never ever flossed. That is American statistics. Maybe Estonians are better. But the important thing is, why is it so crucial to floss? Every tooth has 5 surfaces. One facing the cheek, one facing the tongue, the chewing surface, and 2 surfaces facing the neighboring teeth. When you brush, you can clean 3 surfaces. So the neighboring surfaces are quite difficult or not well accessible when brushing. So you missed about 40% of the total areas that need to be cleaned. Flossing is one of the methods to clean the areas between the teeth. Just like brushing, flossing helps to reduce the accumulations of plaque and food deprived, and consequently reduces gum inflammation. If the block is not removed on time and it calcified over time, it will become hardened and it cannot be removed by regular flossing or brushing. It has to be removed with professional instruments. Now you may think, okay, so flossing makes my teeth cleaner. But what could be wrong or get worse if I don't floss? Let's meet the bacteria. Just like humans, the bacteria love traveling. They think, oh, so after we causing the inflammation in the gum, why we stay here? Let's travel further. They go down to the bone. And of course, they have to eat on the way. They eat away the bone that support the teeth. Without supporting bones, the teeth become loose. And at some point, the teeth might need to be removed. But why stop there? The bacteria are so curious. They want to see more. They want to go beyond the mouth. Let's go to the brain, heart, lungs, pancreas, lungs, colons, fetus. Let's have inflammation party! Many studies have shown that individuals with periodontal disease have a higher risk of systematic diseases. For example, individuals with periodontal disease will have 1.2 higher risk of having coronal heart disease. A patient who has inflammation of the periodontal conditions will have a negative effect to glycemic control in diabetes patients. And also the inflammation of the periodontal also might contribute to the progression of Alzheimer's disease. Let's revise the consequences of poor oral hygiene. Gum inflammation. bone loss, tooth loss, increased risk of systematic diseases. But the good news is, it's never too late to start flossing. It might be a bit intimidating or difficult in the beginning. It's not a comfortable process, but as you continue flossing and making floss a regular routine, the gums will stop bleeding and the gums will get better in no time. In summary, to get rid of the inflammation, brush twice a day, floss once a day, ask your dentist for the proper technique of brushing and flossing, and also flossing alternatives if you don't like flossing too much. Schedule an appointment for teeth cleaning to remove the block already calcified that you cannot remove every 6 months up to 1 year. And remember, you should only floss the teeth that you want to keep. Thank you. Any questions? No questions. Yes, interest.
What the hell does periodontal mean?
Periodontal disease.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I forgot to explain when the bacteria get into the bone and it eats away the bone, then it becomes from the gum disease into periodontal disease. So it evolved into more than just the gum, but the bones supporting structure around.
So if a disease goes from gum disease further into the bone,
yes,
and then that develops, then that's a periodontal disease.
Yes, that's the periodontal
Okay.
disease. And the gum disease is reversible. Periodontal disease is non-reversible because when the bone's gone, it's gone.
Question.
Yes.
How to make the dentist your best friend? How to make the dentist your best friend?
I think it's all about communication, and it's quite tricky to build a rapport between patients and dentists because that's the first time you meet and you have to accidentally fall in love with each other. If not, then you move on with life.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. When a child should start flossing?
They suggest starting from 12 years old, when all the teeth already in the mouth, then they can start flossing.
Okay.
Now I have questions for you. Yes.
One question, which is better, the floss or the water pick, the water one with the for the flossing?
Usually, I still recommend using the floss. The water pick, if you can use it properly, then it might be effective. And also more research on water pick because the companies are quite bigger, so they have more funding for research, and they show that it's better than flossing. But it's still, for me, how you use it rather than you use a magic wand and you think it will help.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
How long should it take to floss properly?
You just do teeth by teeth. They don't have the recommendation time for total time for flossing. You just do tooth by tooth.
But one teeth shouldn't take longer than maybe 2 to 3 seconds.
You do 1 to 2 times per surface between the teeth and then move to the next one. Any more questions?
How about small kids? How you advise your small kid to do such thing? How you convince him to do this?
That's one of the methods we can try is using the disclosing tablets where it shows exactly where the area is not cleaned properly. It more visualized, so they can really see where the area is not cleaned properly. It helps with adults also when you cannot really see where you do well or not.
Okay, thanks.
Any questions more? Now I have a question.
Should a person be concerned if they are flossing too much?
Not with the flossing too much, but if the technique is wrong, you can actually damage the gum. It should be gentle and it shouldn't really hurt the gum by itself. Any more? Then I have a question. Who can describe the flossing technique? I have a present.
Imagine you are like a dinosaur. You take the big thing and do it like this.
More precise, please. Anyone?
Okay, I don't know. I just will say how I do that. So I have the floss here between my fingers, then I go between the teeth, and then I go inside until the gum. Then I do a little bit back and forth, and then I come outside. And if I feel that something is still there, then I go again.
Mhm.
So.
Thank you. Here's your present.
Oh, thank you.
Just a little bit adjustment. You should move more up and down motion rather than back and forth motion. You can do back and forth to get it down, and then after that moving up and down. And it should form like a C shape, so it form around the two surfaces. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.